Did you know that we have channel memberships now? If you'd like to help support this channel, get some exclusive Kawabana emotes to use in the comments, as well as an exclusive badge by your name, click that join button now to find out more. Every bit of support really helps. Thanks guys. Did you know that in the 1950s, a woman was arrested for placing a curse? Not just any curse though. The woman reportedly carried out the Ushi no Kokumairi ritual, where a person visits a shrine at 2 AM to nail a straw doll to a tree in order to curse someone they despise. So, how on earth did a woman get arrested for this? Let's take a look. As the story goes, in 1954, a woman by the name of Tanaka Yoshie suddenly collapsed with chest pain in Akita City. She was taken to the hospital, but after various examinations, doctors were unable to determine what was wrong with her. Her boyfriend, Yamamoto Tetsuya, thought he knew exactly what was wrong with his girlfriend, however, and a few days later, he went to the police. Why the police? "My girlfriend has been cursed by a straw doll," he reportedly told them. That's right. Yamamoto believed that his girlfriend had been cursed, and this was the cause of her inexplicable and sudden chest pain. And who was behind it? Well, it was likely somebody he knew very well. You see, for the previous few years, Yamamoto had been dating a woman by the name of Hotta Kyoko. However, when he met Yoshie, he immediately fell in love and decided it was time to break up with Kyoko so he could date her instead. When he mentioned to Kyoko that he wanted them to go their separate ways, she didn't take the news very well. She was deeply in love with him and did not want to let him go. As such, she decided that she would get back at him by lashing out at his new girlfriend, the woman who, in her view, stole him away from her. She would visit a shrine at 2 AM and nail a straw doll to the tree in order to curse her. The perfect crime. Or so she thought. It was the 1950s and Japan was just starting to recover from the effects of the war. They, like many other countries, had made technological leaps and bounds and the country was modernizing. There was no way the authorities would believe in curses. That stuff was just a superstition and old wives' tales. Except for the fact that they tracked Kyoko down and really did arrest her. Whoops. Technically, they didn't arrest her for cursing Yamamoto's new girlfriend. That wouldn't exactly hold up under the law. Instead, she was arrested for intimidation. Even stranger, the moment Kyoko was arrested, Yoshie made an almost immediate recovery, astounding bystanders. Was it truly Kyoko's fault? Maybe or maybe not. But in the end, Kyoko was released for lack of evidence. After all, nobody had actually seen her nailing a straw doll to a tree, nor could anyone prove that she had. And even if they could, they had no way to prove that her carrying out this ritual actually had any physical effect on Yoshie anyway. Yoshie might have been faking it. Something else could have caused her pains, or maybe it was simply all in her head. This is a known side effect, if you want to call it that, of curses, and it has been seen in other cases in Japan over the years as well. It's not uncommon for someone who suspects they have been cursed to suddenly and mysteriously fall ill. Doctors are never able to find a cause for this, and therefore it must be the curse's work. Yamamoto and Kyoko did not have an amicable breakup. In fact, his first thought upon hearing that doctors didn't know why Yoshie was ill was to go to the police and tell them his ex had cursed her. Meaning, it was possible the couple had talked about something like this beforehand. Maybe Kyoko had threatened to curse his new girlfriend during their messy breakup. Maybe it was something they had spoken about during their many years of dating. Nobody knows, but either way, Yamamoto's first reaction was to go to the police and tell them his ex cursed his new girlfriend, so it's not that much of a jump to assume that perhaps Kyoko had at least a slight fear of this happening. What's more surprising, perhaps, is that the police took this seriously and arrested Kyoko for it. Of course, Yoshie recovering immediately after set off alarm bells as well. Could it be a coincidence? Sure. Nobody knew what was wrong with her to begin with, so having the pains disappear just as quickly as they apparently came on shouldn't be a massive surprise. Even less so, however, if you consider the possibility that it was all in her head, and once she heard that Kyoko had been arrested, she felt like she no longer had anything to fear. In the end, nobody is quite sure what happened on either side, and the only fact that remains is that Kyoko really was arrested. Officially, for intimidation, but that intimidation coming in the form of a curse. The Ushi no Kokumairi ritual is perhaps one of, if not the most common way, to curse a person in Japan. You've undoubtedly seen the straw dolls used in the ritual before, and the fact that it is so easy to carry out has no doubt helped make it a popular choice. All you need is a straw doll, and inside it you can put the hair, fingernails, or both of the person you intend to curse. But supposing you can't get either of those, then no worries. You can simply write the person's name and various identifying details, and that's good enough as well. As long as the person is clearly identified, you're good to go. Then you head to a shrine at 2 AM, the hour of the ox, where the ritual name comes from, and hammer that doll to a sacred tree. Why 2 AM? Well, technically it doesn't have to be exactly 2. Generally, any time between 1 and 3 AM is considered fine, but this late hour is considered to be when the air is at its most pure, and evil spirits take some time to rest. As such, placing a curse at this hour will ensure that no evil spirits will be able to stop it, and it will reach its intended recipient without obstruction. But then, if it's truly this easy to curse a person, why don't more people do it? Why aren't trees covered in straw dolls? Well, setting aside whether you even believe in curses or not, there are some very good reasons why placing a curse on someone in this manner is still dangerous. First, there's a common saying in Japanese: if you curse someone, dig 2 graves. It speaks for itself. If you curse somebody, then you best be ready to die yourself as well. You can't simply curse another person and then get away with it. This is the last resort of a person so angry that they are ready to give their own life to take another. It won't be right away, of course, but if you curse somebody to death, then you will die as well. Now, you might be angry at someone, sure, but not everyone is that angry. And secondly, if someone happens to spot you while you are hammering the straw doll to a tree, that will guarantee that you will die instead of your intended target, which is obviously a huge risk. The ritual needs to be carried out entirely alone. If someone sees you doing it, then tough luck. Your target lives and you die instead. Considering that there are only so many sacred trees around the place, it can prove difficult to carry this ritual out entirely out of sight, even at such a late hour. And that's the story of the woman who was arrested for, apparently, cursing her ex-boyfriend's new girlfriend. Did she really curse her? Who knows, but the fact that she was arrested for it still remains an interesting footnote in history. But what did you guys think of this one? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you again next time.